Legacy, of course, is something that is after you're gone. But I think that I feel that I have made a contribution to change and reform in our country during this period of time.
Habari yako. In my visits, I've seen your progress. Kenya's lifted people from poverty, built an emerging democracy and civil society, and sustained a spirit of hope in the face of great difficulty. After the turmoil of 5 years ago, you've worked to rebuild communities, reform institutions, and pass a new constitution.
The Prime Minister is simply known as the father of democracy in Kenya. During the Kenya regime, while agitating for multipartyism in Kenya, Raila Odinga was detained without detention for close to 10 years by the President Moi regime. Raila has been passionate about Kenya having a new constitution that decentralizes power and getting rid of an imperial presidency. This dream was realized when the Waco draft was defeated in the 2005 referendum and the promulgation of the 2010 constitution at Uhuru Park by the third president of Kenya, Honorable Mwai Kibaki. Raila was present at the colorful event. The 2010 constitution also decentralized power to the 47 county governments. This has enabled the growth of the Kenyan economy tremendously, from about 4 trillion to about 13 trillion as President Uhuru Kenyatta prepares to exit government. Mr. Odinga is packaging himself as a Democrat and a figure that has a lot of reformist agenda credentials which he intends to infuse into the presidency if he wins the August 9th presidential elections. Mr. Odinga's political ideology is social democracy. The Premier has promised to give $60 to about 2 million needy families once he ascends into power. Most of his policies are geared to uplift the lower-class cadre of people into the middle-class level. This is believed, according to Mr. Odinga's economic advisor, to improve livelihood of this demography, which will eventually spur economic growth and GDP of the country to even greater heights. Raila hopes to convince this group of the population to vote for him to continue the economic policies of President Kenyatta, which have proven to be effective amid the COVID-19 pandemic.
If you go to America, Brazil, India, even here in Egypt and Libya, they have what we call social protection. That is why we will have the Social Protection Fund to help our country. Do you agree with that? Some are saying that Baba is lying, that there is no money. I, Raila Odinga, have been the Prime Minister of Kenya, and I know that there is money. I know where it comes from. I know what they have planned for with that money. Some are pretending to be fundraising. I know where they are getting the money. We are going to block all those loopholes.
Sasa mimi na ndugu Raila tulimenyana hapa, tukazunguka nchi hii, tukasema tupatieni nafasi hapa tubadilishe hii katiba. Kuna vipengele ingine ambayo inasumbua Wakenya. Nyinyi wenyewe mumeangalia, sisi tumetoa jasho tukitafuta, wengine wamesema hawataki. Nyinyi mtajibu hiyo kwa uchaguzi ambaye inakuja. Wale ambao wanaona mambo ni sawa, wale ambao wanaona ya kwamba tuko na katiba mzuri, lakini kuna vipengele vingine ambavyo vinatuletea shida na ni vizuri tuyaangalie. Mimi najua fikira zangu ziko wapi na vile nimejaribu, lakini kwa sababu Uwezo ni wa Mwenyezi Mungu, sio wangu pekee. Uwezo ni wenu nyinyi wa Kenya. Uwezo ukaenda ukachukuliwa hapo na koti, na mimi nikasema sina vita na mtu. Mtaamua hiyo kwa mtaamua vipi jameni? Mnataka tubadilishe hii tutengeneze ama mnatakaje? Nataka kuona kwa mikono ni wangapi wanasema tunataka tutengeneze na ndio haki ipatikane. Ama ni namna gani wenzangu?
The two handshake partners, President Uhuru Kenyatta and Prime Minister Raila Odinga, transformed their BBI movement to a political juggernaut supported by over 26 political parties. These parties are strategically geographically aligned with a particular demography of voters who are whipped to vote for Mr. Raila as the presidential candidate. Experienced coalition experts like Hon. Rafael Tuju and Honno Wekesa have been enlisted by the duo to make sure that the coalition succeeds. To legally bind the trust amongst these parties, the 2021 Political Parties Bill was enacted in Parliament late last year 2021 to make sure that there are no legal challenges as far as coalition party and alliances crafting are concerned.
It is Raila Odinga. That was the unequivocal message from President Uhuru Kenyatta to his Mount Kenya political base today as the much-anticipated Sagana 3 meeting took place. Now making his first direct plea to the populous and voter-rich Mount Kenya region to back ODM leader Raila Odinga's presidential bid in the August 9th general election, President Kenyatta said his deputy, William Ruto, would only make the cut in the future, but subject to behavior change. Kenyatta blasted his deputy for using looted public resources to incite the Mount Kenya electorate against the president they voted for in 2013 and 2017. Now, the president's guns were also trained at some church leaders, whom he accuses of hawking the altar to Ruto for political use in exchange of financial benefits from looted resources.
For the 4 times Raila has contested the presidency, he has never had the support of an incumbent president. This has proven to be challenging for the politician. It's not easy to defeat a sitting president in Kenya and in Africa, with all the state machinery at his disposal. Mr. Odinga for the first time is the preferred presidential aspirant for President Kenyatta. This has ignited the support base for Mr. Odinga, that there is a likelihood of him winning the presidency during the forthcoming general election.
Wengi hawakuwa wakiamini ya kwamba inawezekana baada ya miaka 4.5 ya kwamba mimi na Raila tunaweza kuwa upande moja. Sasa leo kwa wale ambao walikuwa wanafikiria ya kwamba ni kudanganyana, tunadanganyana. Walio na macho waone, walio na masikio wasikie. Tunaelewana wenzangu?
Sasa mimi na ndugu Raila tulimenyana hapa, tukazunguka nchi hii, tukasema tupatieni nafasi hapa tubadilishe hii katiba. Kuna vipengele ingine ambayo inasumbua Wakenya. Nyinyi wenyewe mumeangalia, sisi tumetoa jasho tukitafuta, wengine wamesema hawataki. Nyinyi mtajibu hiyo kwa uchaguzi ambaye inakuja.
Raila Odinga has built his support and fan base over time. He has both loyalist supporters and political kingpins who have stood by his side over a long period of time on his quest to capture the presidency. Raila is banking on this constituency to mobilize and campaign for him like never before. Raila has been able to gain new groups like the Mount Kenya Foundation, who are very influential as far as the central Kenya vote is concerned. Odinga banks on others like Governor Joho, Wycliffe Oparanya, Francis Kimemia, Eugene Wamalwa, Ongwe, Kivutha Kibwana, Charity Njilu, Peter Munya, etc.
In my view, William Ruto will not be president. He'll be made president. And William Ruto has refused to be made president. He is making himself president. If you look at the terrain of power from where he operates, William Ruto is answerable to no one. He's only answerable to himself. And maybe to God, we don't know. Nobody advises William Ruto. William Ruto advises himself.
Political strategy and analysis has been critical in crafting winning schemes and political maneuvers. Raila has employed the services of many think tanks like Professor Makau Mutua, and with a battery of political analysts and lawyers at his side. Raila has also acquired the previous strategist for Mr. Kenyatta, notably Professor Mutahi Nguni, and others who are now at the heart of the Raila Odinga presidential campaign machinery. These individuals are tasked with the duty of arming the team with the winning mojo by virtue of employing all the strategic moves and insights that will propel Mr. Odinga to victory come August 2022 during the general elections.
Pamoja, tuunganishe pamoja, tuwe na nguvu ya kutosha ya kushika hatamu ya utawala. Mungu pamoja na sisi. Pamoja na sisi. Nasema sisi kama Wakenya tuna sababu. Pili, tuna nia. Tatu, tuna uwezo ya kuleta mabadiliko, sio? Nilitangaza kuanzia kwa harakati ya mapinduzi ya tatu ya taifa letu. Ya kwanza ilileta uhuru. Hiyo ilikuwa ni mapinduzi ya kwanza. Ya pili ilileta katiba mpya. Ya tatu ya mwisho ni ya kiuchumi na ni ya vijana. Vijana, mko tayari? Mko tayari? Tunataka kuleta mabadiliko katika nchi yetu ili tuweze kuvamiana na